Oh
Hi,
man.
Fiaz. Welcome to
Um,
Virtual
what's up, bro?
Visitation, the shittest show on social media, where I do not have any scripts and everyone just laughs the fuck out because I didn't plan on
Yeah.
anything.
hmm All good, man. All good, man. Just
So,
chat and chill.
totally. So, how's your chemical experience with Jio Play Game going so far?
So far so good actually. I'm actually having a lot of fun doing stuff with them. I think Subhash have mentioned before, it was a very random thing, but because I'm a console player, so I play a lot on PS4 and all. So we spoke about music and all, but I didn't know that he was very into gaming stuff. When I started seeing him posting stuff about Jio Play Game, I was like, this guy actually gamers, yeah. I was like, okay, can. So after that, we started speaking and all. Then met up for one of the, I think it was Game Start. Met up with him and Zion. So that's where I knew Zion as well. So then from there we hit it off. We just had the chemistry to do stuff together. We had the same mindset. Everybody got the love for games. So yeah, it's nice. I mean, I really enjoy doing things with them.
And it kind of shows on camera as well because whenever you guys film your videos and stuff, everything is not, again, not scripted. It's not staged.
Yeah,
And like what Subhash told me before as well, it's not like your Western gamers where if they miss a goal, for example, then they're like, oh no, shit, we missed a goal.
yeah,
Because
yeah, exactly. Fuck that. Everything we just whack on this. Yeah, I don't care.
and that's really refreshing, especially when it comes to content creation, because I
Mm,
would say in the Singapore context, like we want to see videos that relate to each and every one of us, like the everyday man. No longer is the
yeah.
case where we are reliant on Western content and take that as our point of reference.
Mm,
So I would say like Jio Play Game has a very niche appeal to the
yeah,
Singaporean
exactly.
gamer or even the Singaporean viewer, because the things that they say, the nuances, the actions and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's true blue Singaporean,
Yeah, exactly. And I've had because a lot of times when Jio Play Game has videos and all, I always send to like my friends in all overseas and all those who are like gamers and all and for them they find it interesting because they never heard us speaking Singlish, they never heard us doing this kind of thing. Then they were like, what the fuck is this? But and they said that they truly genuinely enjoy it because it's real like what you said so all good all good.
So that being said, would you say that for our local viewers, is there like a shift towards locally generated content in the last like few years and such? Now that there's the proliferation of like social media and a lot of
Mm.
video streaming avenues for them to rely on. So do you like, based on the comments and the viewerships that you have received so far, do you
Mhm.
see a huge influx of like local viewers coming in as days go by?
I honestly think it will be because, like what you said itself, a lot of this, I'm not naming who, but a lot of the social media influencer in the past, um, they built their character and their feel in terms of very westernized, you know. So because they have the mindset thinking that okay, we need to build something that is very westernized so that the Western culture can understand what we are doing and all. But for me, I don't feel it that way. I feel like you need to build an identity of yourself, of who you truly are. So when people, I mean, when there's a chance that people get to meet you in real life as well, they'll be like, hey, this guy is fucking real. He's cool. I like him. You know, that kind of thing. That's why I really like Jarvis a lot. No matter how much shit he gets, I really like the way he do things and all because he don't give a fuck. He's just like, okay, I want to do this. I want to fuck you. You fucking punde or tata backside. Everything all go on it. That's why I really like him, and I appreciate what he's doing. And you see, like how he has built his content and his followers. You can see that people are really appreciating this kind of thing. I mean, you always have your naysayers, but fuck them. You just do your own shit and be happy.
Yeah, honestly, I would say that naysayers are basically people who
Mm,
are unable to do what we do. That's my
mm,
mentality. And even though they can say whatever they want because it's a free society. Like if you feel like this is something that's not for you, or you think that you like to look at the little like flaws and stuff, then that's your opinion. But at the same time, most of these people when they criticize or they have nothing but negative things to say, they don't back it up, you know. Like you ask them like, what do you think? If, for example, like if they say they watch like a Jarvis video and they say, oh, Jarvis is like so and so, so and so, and then when you turn around, you ask them like, then how are you gonna go about doing it? How are you gonna better this? They can't give you an answer because you know why? Because they never thought of it. It's easy to just sit down and criticize, you know, but people tend to overlook the fact that it takes a lot of hard work to come up with content, let alone an idea or a concept in Singapore, because our local market is a very tough nut to crack. Where over the years, where they are so pampered with Western media and they're so accustomed to that, that when a local content creator comes along and they come up with a product, there's always skepticism. There's always, oh, this person is emulating this person is emulating that. But like, think about it this way: we all need to derive from a certain source of inspiration. So obviously there will always be some parallels, but we are also trying our best to curate it in such a way that it is relatable to the local market. And like you say, like it's not like we are one of those social media influencers. We shall not name names because honestly, I don't even know any one of them. I don't follow that shit. Yeah. But we do not rely on clickbait tactics or on using our appearances in order to entice viewers, because we're not your prototypical, you know, clean cut NUS molester, you know.
Yeah, we are rough and tough, man. But
real man. Capital Slim Jim.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's also why I respect Jarvis's work as well. It may not be something that I will tune in like with passion, but I respect the things that he does, because he really puts a lot of hard work into it, and he's continuously producing content every single day. And tell me, man, I think most people would just give up halfway, but he's just like, fuck, I'm just gonna take my phone, I'm just gonna talk shit, throw a couple of cuss words, even if it don't make sense, I'm just gonna say it anyway. It's instant comedy, man.
But the thing is, like example, we're talking about Jarvis. I didn't like, if people who look at his stuff and people will be like, oh, yeah, this fella just take his phone, then talk a bunch of shit and all. It's not true, no. Subhash is the one that told me that, you know, he does everything on his phone. He makes sure that he has enough content every single day to keep, you know, producing stuff and all. It's really a lot of hard work. And I mean, people, it's like you say, it's easy for people to say, like whatever content that you produce. I mean, even for you, for me, for like Jio Play Game, everybody and all, it's easy for them to say, yeah, you know, it's bullshit. But the thought process, the everything else behind it is not. It's really not.
It's a huge challenge, especially when you try to find people to come onto your show and like talk about stuff, because there's always that hesitation.
Yeah.
And that being said, like, I agree with you as well. Like, people just assume that he's just taking his phone and just doing it, just filming it. But there's a lot of thought process that goes behind the scenes as well. Again,
exactly.
It's easy to criticize, but then again, like, who are we to say, man? We can't take our shirts off and like start getting tokens like in 5 minutes, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Maybe I should try that for like my subsequent shows, where I just like get my shirt off and I'm like, hey guys, I'm streaming right now. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 3. Oh my god, this is such a struggle. Can someone please help me?
But I mean, as that's the harsh reality. Sex sells, you know.
But you're sexy as well.
Eh?
But you're sexy as well.
Oh, thanks, man.
You do realize that now, like, everyone's like into the whole bearded thing, right? So, you know, we're gonna talk about that as well. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna travel all the way back in time, because, in case you didn't realize, recently I've been posting up videos of
DevFest once, right?
DevFest 2011. And it was such a memorable event for me, because it was only maybe like my second year into the local music community, I'm guessing as much. But the bands that played, the impact that they had, and there was just something about that venue that was just kind of cool, and it was so memorable. And this was way before I did like videos and such. So that's why like you see some of these videos like fucking shaking and God knows where it's going to. And
No man, it's memories, yeah.
I even recorded like
Fucking
people like
memories.
hurling abuse to like the bands, and I'm just like, I didn't even know how to edit this, but fuck it, I'm just gonna record it because it was fun. But this thing, like when I spoke to some people, they remember Singapore Death Fest fondly because it was one of those shows that takes place annually that people look forward to. But what most people do not know is the origin story behind it. So this is where you come in.
Origin story. Okay. Actually, it all started back in, was it 2006 or 2007? At the point of time, because I was slowly getting into the scene, you know, doing a lot of like my music stuff and whatnot. So that's where I mean, my ultimate love till this very day, even though I listen to fucking everything from pop to don't know what lah, but my ultimate love will always be Brutal Death, like all the old school Brutal Death bands and whatnot. So that's where from there I got to know Hanif, like the Nafrat guys and all. So when I spoke to Hanif's like, oh, you know, we are doing Death Fest, that kind of thing. So I was like, oh, cool. I said, hey, I want to be part of it. So that was actually the first Death Fest they did was in 2007 at Thompson CC. And at that point of time, there were there were bands like Cardiac, Arbitrary Element, and all were playing lah. And that was the time where I was like, hey, you know what? Actually, I really want to do this. So I spoke to them like the consequent year. I was like, hey, are you guys going to do it again? So at that point of time, I think all of them have like their own prior personal commitment to work on and whatnot lah. So I was like, you know what? I say, I will do it. Just let me do it. So that's why consequently I did it. I did it. The one at Black Hole. Wow. Black Hole I did twice, I think. I can't remember. So then Fort Canning once, then the Chinese Chambers once. Then the Chinese Chamber was the last one. That's it.
You all had to add the Chinese Chambers, huh?
Yeah.
But this is the other thing that you pointed out as well. Like, I realized that when it comes to concert venues, we often have to scramble to find a place. And this is something that's almost unheard of in maybe like in the West, for example, where they can just simply go to a rock bar and just do a show, or they'll just find like a performing space that is dedicated to them, and it's because they are able to do so. But in our local context, more often or not, we have to scramble to find a place, and even if we do, we have to convince the landlord or the owner that we're going to do this show and this is the type of music that they're playing, and there's always a lot of administrative work that needs to be done in order to even secure a place, and that's why like you find shows being done in places such as the community center. Fort Canning. Actually, Fort Canning wasn't too bad. I mean, that was still
honestly that was a very good venue. I actually liked it. I really liked it. So.
But then some people just complain saying, "Hey, it's too far." But still, guys, like we don't have the luxury of venues, man.
Yeah, exactly, man.
But I would say the funniest place that a show was being held was the Chinese Chambers, man. Like, how the hell do you guys even convince those guys to even allow you to perform?
You see, the thing is, Chinese Chambers, I think they did a show previously. I can't remember what band it was, but they did a show there. So I heard about the place doing shows and stuff. So the thing about me is I have a secret weapon in me that I always use when I need to get things done, which is my Mandarin. So I went there. I told them, say that, I want to do the show here. I want to stuff like that. Initially they were like very hesitant. I switched to Mandarin and that's it. I got shit done. So it worked for me, I guess.
You switch on the Hawaii and everything is like...
Yeah lah, switch on the Hawaii, then everything stuff so you can.
They're like, penyo. The place is yours. They're like, it's a party.
But initially, they were very hesitant about it. They were definitely very hesitant about it. But I managed to convince them. So it's a good thing, you know.
I mean, that's a struggle for every band promoter in Singapore, where it takes a lot of conviction and unfortunately some plan Bs and secret weapons in order to get what we need.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
this is a scary thing, like this is something that is not going to change in the next few years also, because we are always constantly having to fight for places to perform. It is because it's either like the place that we performed in get shut down, or new ownership and they don't want this kind of things. I think there was also that issue with the substation at some point as well, where like some new guy took over and he wanted to eradicate.
Yeah, all this. Yeah, exactly. He wanted to make it like more like an art gallery or some shit. I can't remember.
They should just take his fucking paintbrush and shove it up his ass, man. And then whatever shit that comes out of it can become his fucking canvas of artwork.
Yeah, but I mean, oh well. Even now, also, what venue we have? Yeah, what Red Lantern? That's all I can remember now. Even the one at the Geylang, what's that place? Yuli Industrial Building also closed down already. What is it called? Can't remember.
Decline.
Fuck. Decline. Yes, that one also closed down already. So we don't really have much choices now. Huh?
Even the substation is increasingly hard to get a show conducted there. I think we had Aliwa at some point, which I rather be honest, I kind of like Aliwa. It was a very nice place to be.
Yeah, it is. Even to play there also was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I like the whole place itself. So
it's kind of spacious, and as someone who does the video recording, it's also quite advantageous for me because I get to like maneuver like, in and out. But yeah, that's the thing.
But I heard something bad happened, right? That's why they didn't allow any more shows there or something. I'm not so sure about this though. Do you know?
Okay, so what I heard through the grapevine was that there was some issue with the crowd.
Okay.
I don't think it was a metal show or a rock show because our guys don't really do that. I think it was some other kind of genre.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of those kids who are now like popping out on Twitter being exposed as sexual predators, Maybe it's just one of those cunts.
Probably, man. Probably. Now, I'm not surprised anymore.
And like, I sort to like segue a little bit, but as much as I try not to talk about things that are not related to like the conversations about this, is like things that I notice on a daily basis as well, where I see like kids who are like what, maybe 18 to 20 at a point in time, and just because they got into a band and they think it's some sort of like a leverage to get girls, and then they exploit that position to take advantage of that.
Leverage to get girls. Holy fuck!
I know. It's fucking incredulous to you and I, man. Like when you read all of this like on social media, you're just like, what fucking leverage do you get?
What the fuck are they talking about? Oh my god! Yeah, you were saying.
Welcome to the new generation, man.
Fuck this, man.
Can you imagine like someone when I read it, because we are around like the same age bracket, and I read it, I'm just like, how do these people get like all the time to do all these things, man? Like when I was their age, like I had to like come back before like a certain timing because it was my A levels. Like, well, you guys actually have it lucky, man. And
yeah, exactly.
And like even when you were laughing it off and saying like what kind of leverage, I also thought the same thing as well. I'm like, how is that even like a leverage or like a fucking badge from honor, man? Like you go to Aliwal, you perform, and then you just catch last bus. Like it's not like you go for like after party at I don't know Dimaki or something and having like a bevy of beauties around you.
Yeah, fucking popping champagne and shit. Fucks, yeah, what the fuck?
Throwing money all around and shit.
Ideology is different now, bro.
Yeah, but I think it's like the changing shift of like mindset with like the two generations. Like our crop of guys, like we are into the music that we listen to and we play is because we like what we listen to and we grew up being passionate about it. And I think we don't even think about getting girls or wanting fame because it's not in our list of things that we want from this,
Yeah.
All we want to do is have fun, perform, meet new friends, and then if there's time, go and have like Prada for supper or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like even for me also, like because now it's hard for us to play local shows because my drummer is based in Jakarta. So the thing is, whenever we get a chance to play, for all of us, the main thing is like to play our show and to meet our friends, hang out, have a couple of drinks, chill. So that's why when you tell me leverage, I'm like, what the fuck?
This is why you should never go. This is why you should never go on Twitter, man, because it's like opening up Pandora's box of revelations. It's like you go in,
That's
there's like,
true.
yeah, I want to like check out certain news. Suddenly you see all these things coming out on your timeline. You're just like, what the heck?
Fucked up, yeah. Wow.
They say, man, I think you should also like go into that route, man. Like use your beard as leverage, man.
What the fuck? No, fuck that.
Good, like, I'm in a band. I've got a beard. It only took me 2 weeks to grow.
No lah. Nowadays, you look at it's all about pretty boys, man. It's no longer about man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I decided to have a mustache instead, man, because I already accepted my fate. But but speaking of which as well, like I am trying to find out as to whether Singapore Death Fest might become a thing again in the near future, because it's been a long while since you last done a show, and for us, like growing up during the era where we were going for shows regularly, and Singapore Death Fest was like the name that we reminisce every single time, because we know for a fact, like at that point of time where every year when Singapore Death Fest comes out with a show and they come with like the list of bands and everything, people get really excited because they're like, oh shit, they're bringing these bands and everything, we should go and check them out. Like for example, like the 2011 show, like that was a very stellar lineup, man, I gotta say. I mean, you had guys like Wormrod, Truth Be Known, Anal Addiction, which I don't know what happened to them. Even Noxa, man, whose drummer is in your band, I reckon. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like for me,
the thing is, you want to know a crazy story about Noxa?
yeah.
So what happened is, on the day I did the show, right, I actually got a call from Fami, which is the Demiso vocalist. And at that point of time, Noxa was touring and they were looking for a show to play. So on the same day, he called me and he said that, hey bro, I got this band from Indonesia, want to play, can or not? I said, okay, just come. So actually nothing was prepared. It's on the day itself, they say they want to play. I said, okay, come. That's it.
Nice.
So that's why they play on the show. Oh man.
Yeah, but here's the interesting story as well. Like with Noxa, I was very excited to see them because I knew who they were. And the first time I got to know of that band was through a Finnish documentary because they performed at Tuska.
Yeah, Tuska, yeah, that's right.
And when I was watching the documentary and I saw like this band from Indonesia that performing, I was just like, hold up, these guys are from my region, man. And they're performing at Tuska, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you see like all these Finnish people like, yeah, Noxa. And everyone's like just going for them and stuff. And I'm just like, shit, like if a band from like my region can make it to such a festival, then any band in Asia can do that,
Exactly.
And we should never like limit ourselves to a certain region. But that being said, when it was announced that Noxa was performing, I'm not gonna lie, I was more excited about seeing them as opposed to like Wormrod or Trubiner, because it's not every day you get a band of that kind of scale to perform in your country. And now that they're here, you're just like, shit, I want to like check them out. And I mean, on the guys after the show, it's like you're like so excited about it. And I think that's the beauty about local promoters, and I really respect the way they go about in bringing these bands and create this sense of cohesiveness. And I had this discussion as well with like with some of my friends where we said that guys like Street Noise, for example, or even Dan Sebastian's promotion, or is it DSP?
DSP, yeah.
Like these guys, when they bring in the bands, these bands have a brand name to them, so to speak. That they have that kind of standing in the music community. But at the same time, they also ensure that these bands interact with the crowd as well, not just on stage, but also off it.
True. Very true.
And that's also why we honestly miss Death Fest as well. So Okay, can you please tell us when are you going to bring it back?
uh, honestly speaking, there was a couple of times that I was sitting down and thinking, I was like, you know what, maybe I should bring it back. Like I did it in 2017, I did it in 2018, but at the point of time, because Asilent was slowly picking up, like we're getting like Europe tours and like getting a lot of stuff doing and all. So that requires a lot of the financial side of stuff, you know. So I mean, honestly speaking, uh I am not saying that DevFest will never happen again. I'm just saying that probably this next few years I need to settle stuff with Asilent first, then I might start again. Because even for me also, like I spend, because I'm doing everything myself financially. Everything is all on my own. At the end of the day, whether I get profit, whether I get loss, I don't fucking care also. Because at the end of the day, not only I get to see the bands that I like to play, like I like to see, I like to watch, I like to listen. I also get to like meet friends, meet new friends, and everything and all. And also, my DevFest mindset is more of, I don't want to. I mean, if I can get like a Western band or something. I mean, it'd be cool, lah. It'd definitely be cool, lah. But I would always rather get in more regional bands, regional like death metal, grindcore band, that kind of thing that people don't really know of. So at least they get their exposure, and I get to see them like play and stuff. So yeah, hopefully in the future, definitely I'll try to bring it back again, lah.
I really hope so, man. So basically what you're telling me is that you're doing a Hammer Sonic and just taking a breather.
That's a long breather though, but yeah. So definitely, I would definitely do it again. I really miss it a lot also.
And you should be as well, because as you pointed out, like the whole idea of Singapore Death Fest is to bring in bands around our region and to perform it in Singapore. And this is great because, again, like on one hand, we grew up on a diet of Western bands and then eventually move on to Singaporean bands. But through you or like the other organizers bringing in bands from our region, be it Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, you give these bands the opportunity to perform for our audience and also gain new fans in the process, because sometimes like you don't have to cast the net like way too far in order to find like new music. All you have to do is just look around, and I feel that DevFest provides that platform for these bands to come over and perform, because they don't have to pay so much in terms of airfare and everything just to showcase their talent. So that being said, I am looking forward to the day when DevFest is being announced again. Maybe you should produce like, I don't know, man, limited edition t-shirts, or start working on that merch thing to just like hog the
Yeah,
goods.
for sure.
And then get some sponsorship, man. I don't know. Get Sing Xiong to like sponsor the show or something.
Sing jokes, yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
Think about it, man. Like I wanna go to Sing Xiong and then like, I see like a Death Fest post up like presented by Sing Xiong. I'm like, yeah.
But the thing is that if the next time, right, because every Death Fest I always have an MC, yeah. But the next time I do it, right, I'm definitely going to ask Jarvis to do it, yeah.
T-shirt.
I really going to ask you to do it, yeah. I say, fuck, you just MC lah.
That'd be absolutely funny. And you know what? I offer my services to do the videography for this entire show, seriously, because
yeah, man.
it's gonna be fucking funny, man.
Fuck yeah.
Like I'll be honest with you, like I'm also kind of jealous of the fact, like, when I look at some of these videos, like in Western countries, for example, like they do like a very nice job in like the video production, like showing, oh, this is like our show, like the festival, and they're talking to people and the bands, and I'm like, crap, man, I want to do something similar like that. Because it's great.
But if in the future when I do it, right, I definitely wouldn't want to get a big venue. I've always, even like when I played in Europe and all, I've always loved small venue with tight crowd, and everybody just fucking go ape shit. Because it's really more fulfilling to see that, rather than a big venue, then got a couple of people, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? More crowd interaction.
I agree with you. I think that's the beauty as to why like some of the venues that you have chosen over the years with that fest. The crowd interaction is there because it may be modest, yes, but everyone goes in and everyone has fun, and there's no like the typical bystanders who's just like, because where you're in the momentum of the whole like skill things, like everyone just gets in there, you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk to Sheng Xiong about this, okay?
Yeah, okay. It's definitely in the planning route now.
Support local.
Have support local Sing Song. Yeah.
But while we're on the
Oh
subject
my.
of music as well, we're gonna talk about Silent because you have mentioned to me that you guys are working on a couple of things as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the update on the Silent Camp?
Uh because the last time we had our Europe tour was in 2018. So that was a very good experience for all of us, especially for people like Nizam, because Alvin and me, we have been on the road before, but Nizam, I think it was his first experience. So there was a lot of things that we learned, a lot of things that we've seen, a lot of feedbacks we get. So it was a very good experience. So we took 2019 off to just brush up on our stuff, catch up on our lives, and whatnot. But this year there was actually a lot of plans that were in the works. We were supposed to fly to Jakarta in March to record a new album. Then we're supposed to play a couple of regional shows in April as well. And we were also supposed to tour in Europe, actually, end of September, early October. So there were a lot of shows that were booked, everything was done. But the fucking virus fuck everything over. Then we were like, holy fuck. So in the end, like the past, since the virus started and all, until like today itself, I've contacted with a lot of the organizers that we were playing shows for and all, and telling them, say that I think we have to postpone it to a later date because of the virus and stuff. And they are very very understanding, and they're like, oh man, so bummed out about it. And yeah, so we'll just currently now is just brushing out on our songs, and once things get better, we will fly to Jakarta to record the new album. So
All right.
that's yeah.
Okay,
So yeah lah.
like all those like Indonesian foods and stuff, man.
Oh dude, fuck. That's why I was telling Elvin, my drummer, I was like, oh, boss, I fucking miss Indonesian food like mad, yeah. Really like mad, yeah. Because every time when we go there, right, he always bring us to fucking amazing places to makan. Then we're like, allow it happening, yeah. I'm like, I miss it so much, really.
And this was like the same reason why I was so bummed when Hammer Sonic was is being postponed next year, because I was really looking forward to it. And here's the thing, I was gonna bring my nephew along as well, because he's not
Oh,
like, okay, for how do I put this? He's not like a huge rock and metal fan, but he listens to a couple of those kind of bands, like your typical like Slipknot and whatnot. And I told him like
okay.
his initial plan was to watch Slipknot in Singapore for wherever the LMC was going to produce. And I told him, do not waste your money. Seriously, you are spending over the odds
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
couple of bands for one night, when you should just take that money, go to Indonesia, and experience a real festival over 2 days.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And to top it off, you know what? I'll go with you, and we go and have fun.
Mm.
And it was
How
going
old
to
is
be.
your nephew?
He is. Let me calculate this. You see, the problem with Indian families is that, okay, so like you and I, like we both have like my mom's Indian, so there's always like a huge family. So everybody's just like, I don't know, man. Like your cousin is probably like a few years younger than you and something like that, or like your nephew's like a couple years younger than you. So I need to calculate this. He is, how is that piece of shit? 25.
25. Okay.
But that's the thing, like he has never had anyone to bring him for shows and stuff, or let alone like have the kind of friends who will like take him along and everything. Because you know how kids are sometimes, where like to them is like, if especially like, even if it's coming like to like rock and metal music, where like if you only know like one or two bands, then they kind of hesitant in a sense. Like you need to be a walking encyclopedia of every death metal band from A to Z, for example. And casual listeners don't get a word in age-wise, So that's why, like, when he told me that he wanted to watch Slipknot, I was kind of surprised, because for one, I didn't know that he was gonna be like that big to Slipknot.
Mm.
But then when he said he wanted to watch Slipknot, I was like, yeah, let's do this, man. Like, let's have some fun. Unfortunately, you'll see some of my crazy friends like Jarvis. Just fucking
Holy
deal
fuck.
with it.
Jarvis, Ganesh.
I'm about to ruin my nephew's like childhood right now, man.
Yeah. But those people are real, so
Yeah,
it's cool,
that's
man.
the thing. And that's like the exact reason why I enjoy going for shows as well, because I have friends like that who are really into the community and the music, and
Yeah.
there are no airs about them, so to speak, like what you see, what you get,
Exactly. Yeah.
And
True,
I
true.
like having those kind of friends. And
Mm.
also like when we go for shows, like we talk about these shows even like in years to come, because it means a lot to us. And we are always like thankful and appreciative to the people who do that, because we know the hard work that is being put in
Yeah.
for things like
I
that.
agree.
But yeah, like that being said, I hope to get to Indonesia next year with him.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to try all those Indonesian foods, because fuck, I really love Indonesian food, man.
Mm. Yeah, it's a whole different level, man. Fuck.
It's not the same when you try to make it by yourself, because
Mm.
the
Yeah, it's not the same.
the love isn't there, the authenticity isn't there,
Mm. Mm. True, 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 true.
Although the one thing that I'm probably not going to look forward to is the fact that I don't know about you, but when I was in
Mm.
Indonesia, like I bought like a pack of cigarettes. Fuck, it felt like I was having a sedative, man. You smoke one of those
Oh.
sticks and you're like,
Yeah, their cigarettes pretty strong, especially all their Kretek, their G Samsul filterless and whatnot. Fuck. I remember, I think it was in 2012 when I was when I went to Czech Republic to watch Wormrod and all. So my drummer Elvin also was there. So he came to me, he gave me a bunch of beers, and he gave me some packet of G Samsul. Then I'm like, holy shit, yeah, I haven't buy cigarette. Wow, I smoked the thing fucking the whole night, my throat, like fuck, yeah. I like, that told him, boss, no more, boss, enough. I don't want already. Fuck, yeah, insane,
but you know what? I got the Indonesians, man. They have such a very like nice candor about them, and they're just so like easygoing and such. And they're just like, yeah, pak, like have some this and that. And then you're just like, yeah, okay, let's try. And then you're just like, whoa, man, fuck this heavy. And then you're just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is not even like the heavy shit we've got,
Yeah, exactly. Fucking insane, yeah.
But by the way, like when you visited the Czech Republic, like do you go on the streets?
uh, the thing is, that trip was a little bit weird in the sense that it wasn't a long trip. It was just purely the fact that I just wanted to go Obscene Extreme. So I arrived on a Friday. Then there was this Malaysian band called Tools of the Trade.
Right?
They were touring as well. So they picked me up from the airport. They brought me to this place called Trutnov, which is about 2 hours away from Prague. So when I went to Trutnov, put my stuff and everything and all, then met the guys lah, Wormrock guys and all. Then we just hang out and stuff lah.
But you didn't like get approached by a casting agent or anything, right?
Nah, where got casting agent or where got?
I don't know, man. Like they say, like you go to the Czech Republic, like there's gotta be some sort of like pornography that's gotta take place, man. I'll send you the link later, but maybe not now because it's not a very great idea to do that.
Oh man.
I'm trying to keep my shoe PG sometimes, but then like sometimes like something just go out of hand, and then you start talking fucking filth, and then it just comes out. And I'm just like, yep, I would never make it to like daytime television at this rate, man, because there's gonna be a lot of censorship involved.
Yeah, true.
All the Czech street and shit all coming out, and then you're like, oh no.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck.
See,
But
but
yeah, it was fun.
but it's the awesome thing about like having friends in the rock and metal scene, because everyone is just so as as it is, like what you see is what you get, and there's no like having the need to present themselves as some sort of a, I don't know, upper echelon kind of guy and sort of shit. And I think people who think that they go into that community want to carry that kind of arrogance, they get shot down pretty quickly, and it really shows.
Yeah.
But speaking of perception as well, like we've discussed about this like casually, not like in detail, but the fact that
Mm,
I noticed that it is harder for like guys like us who prefer like facial hair, for example, and having to deal with like misconceptions.
mm,
And I find it ridiculous because in this day and age, like everybody can have facial hair, anybody can have tattoos and piercings, but then yet just because of our, I'm gonna put it as it is, our ethnicity
mm,
and our build and our complexion, there's
mm,
always a lot of prejudice that comes with it.
mm.
So
True.
that being said, like what are some of the weirdest incidents that has ever occurred to you just because you're a guy with a beard and you are huge?
It's it actually happens quite often. I mean, in the daily in my daily life as well. Simply things like taking the public transport to somewhere. When you're obviously sitting there and you know that there's another seat beside you, and the whole bus is fucking packed, but nobody wants to sit with you because they know that, or or he looks very intimidating, or all kinds of shit lah. I even had like when I was in the train, like once quite a while back. Some ladies speaking in Chinese, knowing the fact that I know Chinese, they were saying that, wow, this guy's so big, so hairy, or scary, yeah, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But like I say, it's all a perception. People don't know you, people don't speak to you, so they wouldn't know what exactly you are or how you are. Unless like, people like y'all who know me, that kind of thing, this guy fucking nice lah, what you're talking about, that kind of shit. So it happens lah. It happens all the time lah. But I just so fucking immune to it. That's the word for it. You know what I mean?
But still, at the same time, like when I read about like some of the occurrences that happen to you, or even like for example like Subhash or anyone, or even like Ryan or whoever it is,
Mm,
like you see all these stories that are emerging, and yet like we see movements that are taking place worldwide where
mm,
we are basically calling out people who are prejudiced towards people of color
yeah.
and the way they look. And yet in Singapore,
Mm,
like they still turn a blind eye to it, where they just think that, oh, this happens like worldwide, and we should talk about like things that happen worldwide. But then in our own background, this doesn't exist. Like racism doesn't
mm,
exist. Xenophobia, no, that's not true. Why
mm.
do you think they still have that kind of mentality? Like right here.
Ignorance. I think it's just purely the fact that it's ignorance. Because like example, what is going on in US, they are very vocal about it. Like they say that, oh, this things is happening, this needs to be done and all that kind of thing. But here, I guess in Singapore, everything is very sheltered, everything is very covered. Then nobody really, look at it and point out like, hey, this kind of thing happened. I mean, even for me also, like at one point of time, I was actually trying to apply for a place, a HDB BTO and all that. And the thing is, I have applied like, I think was it 2 times, or I can't remember, all rejected because I'm part of the lower percentile. The lower percentile meaning the Indians and other races. So they have a percentile going on, like to buy a place, that kind of thing and all that. So for me, even I myself feel that that is subtle racism in a way that nobody talks about. You know what I mean? It's just everybody is just very sheltered here, and everybody is not as vocal as people around the world. So whenever something like that happen, we just like, yeah, it's a normal thing. Yeah, it's okay lah. Kind of thing. So that's what I feel like, especially here in Singapore.
And this because even with like the current generation as well, like
Yeah, yeah.
recently like, I did address like how someone thought that by making racial stereotypes on people of color and just laughing off by saying, oh yeah, I tell this to my friends and my friends are kind of okay with it because it's a small joke. And I was really infuriated to say the least, because to me this is not a small joke, because
Mm,
you're a young adult who grew up in a multicultural society. Like you should know that you should not be saying these kind of things. And it's worse when you
mm,
say it on social media because people can see what you said. This is not like a conversation in private where you tell between your 3 or 4 like narrow-minded dickheads and just say this kind of things and you can get away scot-free because you have a consensual audience. But then when you post on social media, word spreads around pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And like you say, they just try to laugh it off, or they try to like trivialize it, thinking that, oh, if I can tell this to my friends, then I think it's acceptable. But what they do not know is that maybe the reason why we try not to kick too much of a big fuss to them, that is because we know how insecure they are or how defensive they'll get when we do that, you know. And I think you also experience this as well, where like you call somebody out for being a racist, and then they try to come up with like 1,001 justifications as to why they are not.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the fact that they are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, you know, even in like I've seen so many like videos online and all about how certain. I mean, let's use America as an example. Like how, you know, they will go up to an Asian, or they go up to like a Middle Eastern, or, you know, African. They'll say that, oh, you know, you go back to your fucking country, that kind of thing. But that shit is also happening here. What? Look at our old foreign workers. All these local people are going like, oh, they are sick. Fucking send them back lah. Ask them go back to their country. So what's the difference? You ask me? You tell me? What's the difference? No difference, right? Exactly my point. It's because down here people are just fucking ignorant. Ignorant. They don't stand out. They don't speak out, you know, because there's either older generations are so scared, or newer generations, I don't know. I honestly don't know, man.
Like with the old generations, like we witness it as children and we see how racist they are. And the worst thing is that they tell this to their own children and their children, because maybe out of fear or so-called filial piety to their parents, like they believe what their parents say or what their relatives say, and they carry that kind of mindset as adults. And that is why, like, I feel that this problem here in Singapore, it will not go away so easily, because it still happens, be it the older generation or the current generation, and even like the generation that are having kids, our age bracket, and they are having kids, and now you will hear them say the same things to their kids. So it's a fucking vicious cycle, man. It will never end, and
it will never end. Yeah.
And they think it's okay because they think that, you know, if I say these kind of things, well, because I feel like it's within my justification to say so, but is it really? I don't think so. And then yet when they go overseas and then when they get subjected to racism or xenophobia, they're shocked because they never get that kind of treatment in their home country.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even when we were young, you know, when we were kids and all, you confirm will hear shit like, don't go there, wait, the apu nene will catch you. You know what I mean? And the fucked up thing is, even till today also, I still hear this kind of shit. So
And here's the worst thing, I hear this at work as well. And
yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it out. Like I hear like colleagues, and they didn't have a client, by the way. And then when they send the client off, telling them all these niceties and everything, they turn their backs and they say the most vile and xenophobic things that should not be said in the workplace. And they think it's funny and they think it's cool because they said, "Oh, but that person's from this country, so what's wrong with me saying that?" And I'm just like, no, like that's your fellow man you're talking about, man. Like how do you feel if you were the client and you leave having this like good perception of you, only to realize that the person who was nice to you like 5 minutes ago thinks of you differently?
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way. I mean, it doesn't work that way, man. Like, and that's why, like, every passing day, whenever I hear something like this, I would just call them out because I'm honestly like sick and tired of having to put up with these things. When we were younger, we had to put up with it because we never had that platform or the opportunity to lash back and say that, fuck you should not be saying that. But now as adults, like, we should play our part, because if you think about it, in the near future when we have kids and when they go to school and they get subjected to racist and xenophobic attacks, I want them to stand up for themselves and say, no, you shut up. No, I will catch you and I'm going to throw you to the fucking river. Like, take the power back,
I
man.
mean, yeah, exactly. That I mean, we are brought up in a way that we are not taught to defend ourselves. You know, it's because of what we go through, you know, during our teenage years, during our early adult years and all. Is that's where that we develop that defensive mechanism that we have now. That's why we can start standing up for ourselves. if our parents and all had given us that power when we were younger, I think we wouldn't turn out so bad. You know what I mean?
But most importantly, I would say like with our generation, like we have the power to turn the tide around and start making changes as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
Exactly.
if we cannot do it within our own country, we can do it within our own community. I think that's the most important thing above all else.
Yeah, people need to start speaking out about all this kind of thing rather than whipping out their phone and just taking a video and laughing at a bit. You know what I mean? So
Fuck that shit, man.
Yeah.
But finally, like I gotta touch on something in terms of speaking out as well. That you and a bunch of guys also have a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Which I vocalize my admiration for you because it was a really good podcast. Can you please tell us more about the Rockcast and what's the status as of now?
Rockcast, the thing is, it was just the idea of it was just us hanging out and just chilling out, talking about a bunch of shit, things that we want to talk about. Because at that point of time, it was really hard for all of us to meet up to like just hang out and do stuff together, that kind of thing. Because Arif has his own life, one has his shift work and all. Then I have my own thing going on as well. So we started this thing to talk about everything and anything in terms of like music, in terms of like current affairs. Just chill, have fun, talk out, bunch of friends. Had our controversial moments, but yeah, we actually wanted to continue with broadcast, but last year at one point of time, because Womdot and all was starting to plan for their long tours, and Arif has his own life to settle and stuff, and one has his own issues. I have my own things that I have to deal with. So at that point of time, it was for us to like maybe we should just relax a bit, start focusing on our own lives and settle your own issues first. Then we will slowly get back to it. But I mean, the thing is, because some more this year Wormrod had to tour, then my band also, we were supposed to tour and all. So we had the idea that it might not happen because of all these things that are lined up. But now, since like Wormrod is not going to tour the next 2 years, I don't know when I'm going to do mine. And now with our lives and all, we're pretty much always at home. There may be a chance that we might now do something again together, but also depends on everybody's schedule as well.
Please make it happen because I want to hear you guys again.
Okay. After Arif.
No, I say this as well because I enjoy listening to content created by locals and especially by my friends, because I know for a fact that you guys are a bunch of funny dickheads, and for you to actually put it into a podcast where I can listen to and I can just unwind and laugh and just go like, oh yeah, this shit happened, oh yeah, that shit happened, and all the controversies and stuff. Like there's no filter, And I gotta say, like, this is part of the reason why I decided to step forward as well. I come up with stuff on my own because now that there are no shows taking place and we're all pretty much at home, and I was just like, okay, I got nothing to write if I want to do an article. I don't have any live shows to do a video. What do I do? I was like, yeah, let's have a video chat series and just call up my friends and just talk about stuff. Whether it's controversial or not, it's entirely up to the person listening to it. But I'm gonna give like the most like PR say that some of the topics that we're gonna discuss about can be quite debatable and highly offensive in nature.
Yeah, to some, maybe.
To some, the conversations in this video might seem offensive to some viewers, so viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, but the thing is, at the end of the day, we cannot please everyone, so fuck it lah. Who cares?
I know, man. I'm bad at pleasing people, man. Like,
same.
Who gives a shit, man?
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, like, I think all it matters the most is that we do what we love and we enjoy talking about things that we are really passionate about, be it your band Asilent, be it Singapore Deaf Fest, organizing shows to cater to our local audience,
Mhm.
or even like Jio Play Game, where you're just using your hobby and just having fun with your friends. You know, I think it all adds up to something. Maybe for
Yeah.
us, like we don't think much about it, but when we hear our friends commenting and saying how much they like the product, it
Mhm.
feels really good because you know that the people are watching actually enjoy what you're doing,
Yeah, exactly.
and
That's
that
true. That's very
yeah,
true.
and that outweighs all the negativity and criticism. Which I feel that who cares, you know, like you can say whatever you want, but I'm always gonna look on the bright side of life.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, I always believe that um, we only have this one life that we have, so why not make the best of it? Doing things that you are happy about, doing things that you are like really enjoy, and I guess at the end of the day, when you hit the ground, you'll be happy, man. So who the fuck cares? So yeah.
I agree. And before I end the conversation, I only have one small request,
Yep.
saying that we did talk about Indonesia. Could you ask the rest of your band mates if they are open to having this idea of doing a dangdut cover?
Dangdut cover. Oh my god. Actually, right, the thing is, right, if I tell them, I think they might do it. Just for the fuck of it, they might do it. But yeah, I think that's an interesting idea. Yeah,
Permisi ya Pak,
maybe.
satu kali ya Pak.
No, do the dangdut cover and play at the dangdut show. You definitely have seen all those dangdut show with the girls fucking twerking on the stage and all kinds of bunch of shit. Oh fuck, insane, yeah. But imagine now with the girls twerking and all, but we all behind.
Like seriously, I think if you need any recommendations, like just ask your drummer, man. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have like his Roma Irama like vinyls coming out and stuff, man.
But the funny thing is, right, we're talking about like Indonesian food, Indonesian band, right? Fuck, I'm wearing jasad, yeah. Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god.
Okay, you know what?
Uh,
If this thing doesn't take off in Singapore, I hope I am able to create a new market in Indonesia. At least they're more receptive.
yeah, for sure.
And for my
For sure, man.
potential Indonesian viewers that might be saying this, I just want you to know that I love your country very much.
Oh, getting emotional about it.
And just so you know that
Oh,
I go to Saint Sean to buy Indomie every week.
yes, Indomie, man. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so before I add on, what's your favorite Indomie flavor?
Actually, I prefer the original one. Like original one. Then after that, in Indonesia, right, they sell this thing called bon cabe. It's like a powder form. So you put the original one, you put eggs, you put a little bit of sausage, and you fucking pour that thing inside. Full bombs, yeah, I tell you.
Fair
Wow.
enough. I know where to get bon chabe, man. I got my
Yeah.
suppliers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking bon cabe. Wow. Yeah, it's the best thing ever.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put on this call and I'm gonna contact Indomie right now for potential sponsorship for the show.
Do it, man. Do it. Confirm. Just do it. If they see it, they'll be like, wow, okay, Pak. Saya setuju, Pak.
Yeah, yakin boleh ya. then my background, I'll change it to like Indomie, man, sponsorship.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, honestly, you wouldn't know, yeah, this kind of thing. Honestly, you wouldn't know. Seriously.
I'll try my best. Anyways, dude, thank you so much for
Thanks, man.
dropping by
Thanks for
today.
having me, man. Really appreciate it, man. Fuck.
I'm gonna make the phone call now.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey, ciao. See you, man.
See ya.